of 1980, they decided to make a dance position. And so this person would come in and do two things: work with Rice Dance Troupe and teach dance classes through the physical education department. And I think I taught 3 or 4 classes, a full-time job. We changed the name from Rice Dance Troupe to Rice Dance Theater. The rationale for that is that some of the pieces that were being developed were kind of a bridge between dance and theater. And our classes were always Monday, Wednesday, 4 to 5:30. And they were always modern classes. You know, it's a modern dance company.
We did an audition at the beginning of the year. We would probably take in anywhere from 25 to 35 students. Students that came to us who had been in dance their whole entire life. Some of them had competed, some of them were in strict ballet classes. They didn't see a future in dance as a career, so they didn't really want to give up dancing, So we had those kids mixed in with just beginners. We saw it as not just dance, but as a social organization, people coming together who love to dance. The original RDT started in the gymnasium, and that's where the studio was. Linda, I think, actually made that into a black box.
Yeah, we had a tiered seating arrangement, and then we had these flats.
Yeah, folding flats.
After you left, they built a building behind the gym that had a dance studio in it. The studio was beautiful. That building is gone. We did a show in the fall in the studio, and then we'd do a show at Hammond Hall in the spring. But we were busy. Rice Dance Theater was very busy.
When I was the artistic director and the dance director at Rice, the rec center was funding the activities for RDT. The rec center paid for everything, and it was just the budget for us to hire guest artists, hire guest teachers, do the dance concert. We also went to the American College Dance Festival, the Texas Dance Improv Festival. We always performed in the theater. We would make it into a black box with the flats. We would do audience on 3 sides. Being on a higher ed campus sometimes can be isolating, probably more for Rice because there is no dance program. It's hard to get that connection with choreographers to know that RDT exists. Explaining what RDT was kind of confusing. And it was before the Moody Center was built and all those other things that, that you guys have now, and probably a little bit of change in the arts on campus.
From my junior year to my senior year, RDT became a club sport, which means that we went from co-company managers to presidents. We had to do a lot of negotiating, communicating with the rec. So it was lots of changes.
During my time as president, I definitely think Rice Dance Theater changed in the context of offering many more genres. When I joined Rice Dance Theater, it was a little bit more avant-garde. It was all barefoot, I think, by the Constitution, and I think we really allowed people to, wear shoes if they wanted to, or experiment with different dance styles.
I was the president during the COVID years, the beginning of COVID, so adapting to all that was super difficult. But I think the thing that I really enjoyed about those challenges was the fact that no matter what, I could tell that the people in RDT really wanted to make it happen. It was never a question of whether the show was going to happen, it was just how do we make it happen.
We were presidents during COVID, so we had to organize a lot of ways to find loopholes for presenting our showcase. So a lot of that meant that we had to find places where we can perform outside.
Being president of RDT was probably one of the most challenging and rewarding things that I did at Rice. I really wanted to make a very welcoming and supportive culture within RDT. It's a lot of responsibilities, a lot of different people that you need to work with, but getting to that showcase at the end of the semester was so incredible. I just remember always being so proud of everybody afterwards and so thankful.
Honestly, as y'all were talking about everything from your years, it's still so similar. Even though we are student run now, we're set up the same way where we have auditions and anyone can come and audition. We have 2 classes a week that we try to do a whole bunch of different styles. It's still all very similar, and that is honestly really amazing for me to hear with how long it's been, and we're still doing essentially the same thing.
Just now everything is led by students.